Welcome you all for the presentation. I am Dr. Sangeeta DM, Associate Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, AJ Institute of Engineering and Technology, Mangalore. Today we will be studying on analysis of determinate structures 18 CV42. This is a VTU syllabus of 4th semester BE Civil Engineering. We will be studying Module 3, Deflection of Beams. This is part 5. So in the previous 4 parts, that is part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4, we have studied Macaulay's method, moment area method and some introductory portion about conjugate beam method. We have solved several numerical problems with uniform cross section and varying cross section of the beams subjected to point loads and UDLs. And we have evaluated deflections and rotations in the beams. Today we will be moving ahead with conjugate beam method. Conjugate beam method. This is another elegant method for computing deflections and slopes in beams. The principle of the method lies in calculating bending moment and shear force in an imaginary beam called as conjugate beam, which is loaded with M/I diagram obtained for the real beam. Conjugate beam is nothing but an imaginary beam which is of same span as the real beam, carrying M/I diagram of real beam as the load. The shear force and bending moment at any section in the conjugate beam will represent the rotation and deflection at the section in the real beam. So conjugate beam method is a method which is solved based on the assumption or based on a real beam. An imaginary beam will be formed which is having equal span of the real beam. Whatever the loads coming on the real beam will act as M/EI diagram, will be loaded in the form of M/EI diagram on the conjugate beam. And based on that M/EI diagram, the bending moment and shear force at each and every point on the beam will be the rotation and deflection. The shear force forms the rotation, whereas bending moment forms the deflection in the real beam. The shear force in the conjugate beam will be the rotation in the real beam. The bending moment in the conjugate beam will be the deflection in the real beam. Some of the concepts are to be used when you are solving using conjugate beam method. It is of the same span as the real beam. The support conditions of the conjugate beam are as follows. So whenever you are changing a real beam to a conjugate beam, there are some support conditions which gets revised. So here are the support condition. So if there is a roller support, in the conjugate beam, it will remain as a roller support. In the real beam, if it is hinge, in the conjugate beam, it will remain as hinge. In the real beam, if it is a fixed end, then in the conjugate beam, it will turn as free end. In the real beam, if it is free, it will get switch over to fixed end. In the real beam, if it is an interior support, it will form an internal hinge. In the real beam, if it is an internal hinge, it will form an internal support. These are some of the examples of the beams with the conjugate beam. The real beams that will get switched over to conjugate beams. In case if we have a simply supported beam, the conjugate beam will also be a simply supported beam. In the original beam, if it is one end is hinge, the other roller, the conjugate beam will also remain as it is. In the original beam, if one end is fixed, the other end is free, then the fixed end gets free in the conjugate beam and the free end becomes fixed. In the original beam, there is a hinge, conjugate beam hinge. original beam there is an internal support, it will get switched to internal hinge. There is a free end which turns to fixity. So just compare the previous chart with this chart. See here, the supports are free, they will get turned to fixed. Here the supports are there, internal supports are there, and they will get turned to internal hinge. Here there is a fixed support, it becomes free, internal hinge become internal support, roller end it becomes roller as it is. So in the seventh problem, both the supports are fixed, it will become free, and both internal hinges will get converted to internal supports. In the eighth problem, the first one is a hinge, it remains hinge as it is, and next internal hinge converts to internal support converts to hinge, support hinge, it gets swapped, and at the end there is a fixity and it becomes free. So this is how conjugate beam is. And the conjugate beam has got several properties. So let's study some of the properties of the conjugate beam. The length of a conjugate beam is always equal to the length of the actual beam. Length of the conjugate beam is always equal to the length of the actual beam. The load on the conjugate beam is M by EI diagram of the loads on the actual beam. The load on the conjugate beam is the M by EI diagram of the loads on the actual beam. A simple support for the real beam remains simple support for the conjugate beam. A simple support for the real beam remains simple support for the conjugate beam. A fixed end for the real beam becomes a free end for the conjugate beam. The point of zero shear for the conjugate beam corresponds to a point of zero slope for the real beam. The point of maximum moment for the conjugate beam corresponds to a point of maximum deflection in the real beam. So here is one small numerical example which we will be solving so that you can understand the concept of conjugate beam, real beam, slope and deflection. For the cantilever beam shown in figure below, compute deflection and rotation at free end and under the load. So free end is at A, under the loading is at point C. So deflection and rotation. So theta C, theta A, delta C, delta A are required, 4 parameters. So first and foremost, draw the bending moment diagram. So for the given fixed beam, bending moment diagram is at point C it is 0, and as it proceeds to point B it is 50 into 3, it becomes 150, and this is negative because below the line. And now if you are drawing a conjugate beam, at the fixed end it becomes free, at the free end it becomes fixed. So the bending moment diagram, it goes upward. So M by EI diagram, negative in the ordinate. Now take the conjugate beam, take this beam, take the conjugate beam. So find shear force at C and shear force at A. Shear force at C. What is shear force at C? Shear force at C is the area of M by A diagram. What is area of M by A diagram? Minus 150 by A, half into base is 3, height is. What is bending moment at C dash? Bending moment at C dash, area of M by A diagram into the distance, centroid distance. So centroid distance is 2/3 of 3. So it becomes half into 3 into minus 150 by A, 2/3 of 3 is 2. So solving that, bending moment at C dash is minus 450 by AI. Again, next point, take shear force at A dash. What is shear force at A dash? Area of M by A diagram from B to A. What are the areas coming? only this triangle, nothing else. So half into 150 by EI into base is 3 meter. Is it so? Yes, same thing. What is bending moment at A dash? M by A diagram, moment about A dash. M by A diagram, moment about A dash. 150 by EI, half, this is a triangle, half into base is 3 meter, height is 150. What is its CG distance to A? 2 plus 2 meter plus 2/3 of 3. Is it so? 2 plus 2/3 of 3. 3 and 3 gets cancelled, the other 2 remains. So bending moment at A dash. Now read out the last sentence here. Shear force at a section in conjugate beam gives rotation at the same section in real beam. So shear force, whatever you have evaluated at C dash and A dash, is nothing but rotations in the real beam at C dash and A dash. Bending moment at a section in conjugate beam gives deflection at the same section in the real beam. That means whatever bending moment at A dash and bending moment at C dash you have evaluated, they are nothing but the deflections. Those part we have listed here. So rotation at C, deflection at C, rotation at A, and deflection at A. So this is the problem related to a cantilever beam subjected to a point load. Now moving ahead, for the beam shown in figure, compute deflection under the loaded points. Also compute the maximum deflection. Maximum deflection has to be computed. Compute also the rotation at supports, slopes at supports. So support slopes you have to find out. First you have to, here the cross section properties are changing. Since the loads are same, 30 kilonewton, 30 kilonewton, they are equidistant as well, but the cross section is changing. For AC span it is I, for CD span it is 2I, whereas for DB span it is I. For this, first you have to write the conjugate beam, M by AI diagram for the conjugate beam. So when the supports are simple supports will not change. So A dash and B dash will remain as it is, simple support. M by AI diagram. So what is the support reaction? Since it is exactly symmetric, so 30 and 30, so A dash and B dash will remain 30, 30 as it is. So as you go for bending moment diagram, 30 into 3, 60. At this point, 60. 30 into 3, it is 60, correct? 30 is the support reaction, 30 into 3, it is 60 at this point. 60 by EI, M by EI. So at this point it is I, so it is 60. But at point C, there is a change in cross section. I gets divided by 2. So 60 by 2 it becomes 30. So here it is half, 30 by EI. Since it is symmetric, the same story goes when you come from B dash. Support B is 30. So 30 into 3 is 20 kilonewton is the load. 30 into 20 is 20 into 3 is 60. 60 by half of this gets divided, so it becomes 30 by EI. The load is 20 kilonewton. And at this point it is same, cross section is same, so join the lines. So you will get M by EI diagram of the conjugate beam. I'll just repeat it once again. The support reactions are 20 kilonewton is the load. Make a note, 20 kilonewton is the load. So support reactions are 20 kilonewton, 20 kilonewton. So since it is symmetric, the support reactions remain same. 20 into 3, moment about C dash. 20 into 3 is 60. 60 by EI, M by EI, because this is M by EI diagram. M is 60 divided by EI. But at point C dash, point C, there is a change in cross section, divide by 2, so it becomes 60 by 2 is 30. Again, when you come from B dash, at D point, 20 into 3, 60. 20 into 3 is 60. At D dash, it drops and 60 is. So this is how your M by EI diagram for the conjugate beam it is written. Now VA dash and VB dash is equal to total load on the conjugate beam. What is VA dash and VB dash? VA dash is support reactions in the conjugate beam. In the real beam it was 20-20, but in the conjugate beam it is the whatever the area of M by EI diagram will be there, it will get divided into two equal components. So half of 2 into half into 60 by EI into 3, one triangle. Half into base is 3 meter, height is 60. Half into base is 3, height is 60, plus 4 into 30, rectangle. So 2 triangles, 1 rectangle. And half of the total load gets divided for each of the react support. So one support or VA dash is 150 by EA and VB dash is 150 by EA. To compute deflection delta C, a section at C is placed on the conjugate beam. Then considering free body diagram of left hand portion. So we have taken at C, there is a section we have kept, as you can see here at C, a section you have kept. You consider the left hand portion. So this is, so VA dash 60 by A, C dash you have. Now bending moment at C, bending moment at C dash. So bending moment at C dash is 150 by EI, that is support reaction, into 3 minus the loading is M by EI diagram loading. This is M by EI diagram, half into 3 into 60 by EI into 1. This is 1/3 from the base, 2/3 from the apex, 1 by 3 into 3. 1 by 3 into 3 is the CG distance, it will be somewhere here. So solving this, you will get deflection at C is 360 by EI. Similarly, deflection at E also it will be same because they are symmetric. Deflection at C and D are symmetric. Now compute deflection at E. So when you want to calculate deflection, it is bending moment. So bending moment at E dash in the conjugate beam is equal to, so again you can draw a section if you want. So here you can draw a section here. So here you can draw a section here. So when you draw a section at E dash, either you can consider left hand side or right hand side portion. So if consider the left hand side portion, VA dash is 150 by EI, 3 plus 2, 5. This is clockwise. Then loading. So taking moment of the loading, half into base is 3 meter into 60 by EI into CG of this triangle is from E to C it is 2 meter plus 1/3 of 3 plus 1/3 of 3. Then rectangle 2 meter into 30 by EI. Is it the same thing I am telling? Yes. 150 by is due to support reaction. This is due to the triangular portion. 1/3 of 3 plus 2 meter, and this is 2 meter into 30 by EI into 1, that is a CG distance. When you add up all the things. If you get the negative answer, it is downward in nature. So that is what deflection is. That's how the deflection is evaluated. So once the deflection part is evaluated, deflection at E. Similarly, you can find out what is rotation at A and rotation at B. So what is rotation at A? Rotation at A is shear force at A. What is shear force at A? So let's see the figure here. Shear force at A is nothing but support reaction at A. What is support reaction at A? VA dash. VA dash is nothing but 150 by EI. So theta A and theta B is equal to 150 by EI. That's what here it is told. Moving ahead with one more problem. Compute deflection and slope at the loaded point for the beam shown in figure below. Given E is equal to 210 GPa and I is equal to 120 into 10 power 6 mm power 4. Also calculate slope at A and B. Also calculate slope at A and B. So slope at A and B has to be calculated and deflection has to be evaluated. So AB is a beam. In AC span, the cross section is 2I and in BC span, the cross section is I. So first I will draw the bending moment diagram, then I will incorporate the factors I and 2I. So when it is subjected to loading, when the beam is subjected to loading, 80 kilonewton, what is the bending moment diagram? 80 into 3. 80 into 3. Here there is a point load. So support reactions, since it is symmetric, so here support reactions will be 40 and 40. 40 into 3 is 120. 40 into 3 is 120. So the bending moment will be 120. First BMD. Then we will make the conjugate beam. Simply supported means the supports as it is, it remains. VA dash, VB dash. M by EI. So 120 by EI, it becomes 60 here. And at the other portion, span BC, it is 120 by EI, M by EI. So just incorporate the value of I for the particular span. Initially, just neglect the I factor. Calculate the bending moment diagram. Do the bending moment diagram from your basics. Next, for the bending moment diagram, incorporate I value. So you will get the conjugate beam with M by EI values. So you got M by EI diagram. So once you get M by EI diagram, next compute VA dash and VB dash. How we are going to do VA dash and VB dash? Using the equilibrium condition. VA dash plus VB dash is equal to, first consider this triangle, half into base is 3 meter, height is 60 by EI, plus half into base is 3 meter into 120 by EI. So VA dash plus VB dash is equal to 270 by EI. Then take moment about any one point, either at A dash or B dash. I am taking moment about B dash. VA dash into 6, VA dash into 6, this is clockwise. Then this triangle, small portion AC in this region, half into base is 3 meter into 60 by A, and its CG distance is 3 plus 1/3 from the base, 1/3 of 3. 3 plus 1/3 of 3, 3 plus 1/3 of 3. So 3 plus 1, it becomes 4. Next, the other triangle, half into base is 3 meter, 120 by A, and its CG distance to B dash is 1/3 from the base, 2/3 from the apex. So from the apex it is 2/3 of 3. 2/3 of 3. So 3 and 3 gets cancelled and remaining 2 here. When you solve this, you will get what is VA dash and VB dash. And once you get VA dash and VB dash, what is this VA dash and VB dash? This VA dash and VB dash is nothing but theta A and theta B. Next, shear force and bending moment at C is obtained by placing a section at C in the conjugate beam. So shear force and bending moment. So take a section, place a section here. Either you can consider the left hand portion or right hand portion. So I have placing a section here. So shear force at C dash is nothing but VA dash minus half into base into height, this area of this triangle. VA dash is 120 by EI minus half into 60 by EI into 3. That is shear force at C dash. Bending moment at C dash, take moment of left hand or right hand portion. So left hand portion, if I take 120 by EI into 3 minus this area of the triangle into CG distance, 1/3 from the base or 2/3 from the apex. So I have to take 2/3 from the 1/3 from the base. 1/3 of 3 is 1. So if you solve that, you will get bending moment at C is equal to 270 by EI. And in this particular problem, to be noted, E and I values are given. So you have to substitute and find out the actual value of bending moment and shear force at C. That is the rotation and deflection values in mm. So E is equal to 210 into 10 power 9. I is 120 into 10 power 6. So you have to multiply the things and you will get a numerical kilonewton meter square. So that rotation at C, rotation is nothing but shear force at C. Shear force is at whatever the point you have, that is nothing but rotation. So theta C is equal to 30 by EI. What is EI value? 250 to 100. 250 to 100. Substitute and this is in radians. And deflection at C, bending moment at C. What is bending moment at C? 270 by EI. 270 divided by EI and this is in meters. Or you can convert it to mm. Similarly, theta A and theta B. Theta A and theta B are nothing but, as I said, VA and VB. 120 by, substitute the EI values, you will get theta A and theta B. On the same concept, we will proceed with one more small numerical. Compute slope at supports and deflection under loaded points for the beam shown in figure below. So here again cross section is changing for all the spans. The cross section is changing for all the spans. But that doesn't make any difference, because what you are going to do is first you are going to draw the bending moment diagram, then incorporate all the EI values. So it is very simpler. So first what you are going to do, 50 and 100 kilonewton, span is 3 meter, 3 meter, 3 meter. So first find the support reactions. Find the support reactions for the real beam. VA plus VB is equal to 100 plus 50, 150. Exclude EI values. Exclude EI values. Excluding EI values, VA plus VB is equal to 150. Take moment about B. Take moment about B. VA into 9, 50 into 6, 100 into 3. So VA will be 66.67, VB is 83.33. So VA is 66, VB is 83.33. Now, you know VA, you know VB. Calculate the bending moment at point C and D. So bending moment at C is evaluated VA into 3. VA into 3. Bending moment at C is evaluated. See here, bending moment at section 1, VA into X. At X is equal to 0, X is equal to 3 meter. At X equal to 0, it becomes 0. At X is equal to 3 meter, it becomes 200 kilonewton meter. Is it the 200? Yes. Similarly, here you take a section. You know what is VB? VB into 3. VB into 3. Either you can proceed in the front face, or directly you can take it from the right hand portion. If you take it from the right hand portion, it is much simple. Same way you will get 83.33 into x. At x is equal to 0, it is 0. X is equal to 3 meter, it is 250. So x is equal to, join the lines. So this is your bending moment diagram for the real beam. Now we will switch to conjugate beam, bending moment diagram for the real beam. So in the conjugate beam, support reaction VA, and it is a simple support as it is. And this one, whatever the bending moment diagram you have, divide it corresponding to the EI values. Divide it corresponding to its EI values. For AC span it is I. So up to AC it is 200. At C the cross section changes. Cross section increases 2I. So what your M by EI value? M is 200 divided by EI. So it becomes 100 by EI. And at VB dash, at point D, whatever M you have is 250, but at this point it is 3I, but here it is 2I. So 250 by 3I will be the down value, 250 by 2I will be the topmost value. So here there is a clink here, 250 by 2I will be the top value, and 250 by 3I will be the bottom value, and then it turns to 0. So this is your conjugate beam. Once you know this, next compute reactions in the conjugate beam. Reactions in the conjugate beam are nothing but slopes. So VA sigma Fy is equal to 0, VA dash plus VB dash is equal to, there are 3 triangles, half into base is 3 meter, 200 by EI, half into base into 125 by EI, and there is a trapezoid. So you can add that area also. Add all the areas, you will get what is VA dash plus VB dash. Then take moment about any one point. Take moment about point B. 9 into VA dash minus half into base is 3 meter, height is 200, and its CG distance is 3 plus 3, 6. 3 plus 3, 6, and 1/3 from the base, 1/3 of 3, that is 7. So here is 7. Similarly, split up each figure into several components and take the area of each component and its CG distance to point B. The CG distance of the particular triangle, rectangle or trapezoid to point B, to the point B. So take moment about B, you can find out what is VA dash. So once you get VA dash, substitute back in the previous equation here, we will get VB dash. Those VA dash and VB dash are nothing but slopes. Moving ahead, deflection at C. Deflection at C is evaluated, bending moment at point C. So bending moment at point C, either you can consider the left hand or right hand portion of the conjugate beam. So at point C, so you can consider the left hand portion. So VA into 3 minus half into 3 into 200 by EI into 1/3 of base, 1/3 of 3. So 3 and 3 cancels and 1 remains. So substitute this, you will get deflection at C. Similarly, you can find the deflection at D. Similarly, you are going to evaluate deflection at D. So that's how for each and every problem. So first you have to draw the bending moment diagram, then you have to incorporate EI values of each spans into the bending moment diagram, then calculate the conjugate beam support reactions. So conjugate beam support reactions or shear force are nothing but slopes. And the bending moment at any point in the conjugate beams forms the deflection. That's how you can evaluate slope and deflection. These are some of the video question papers in which the questions from conjugate beam method has arrived. So here the second question, you can see here, calculate the maximum deflection and the slope in the beam loaded as shown in figure using conjugate beam method. So here the prismatic beam, it is cross sections are varying, so you can solve this. The one which we have just now solved, the first problem, is almost similar to this one. Using conjugate beam method, determine the slope and deflection at point B of the beam shown in figure below. So here the cross sections are not changing, only the cantilever beam subjected to point load at the center. You can calculate the slope and deflection at point B, free end. So this is a question paper from December 2017, Jan 2018. So here the second question, determine the slope and deflection under the load for the beam shown in figure using conjugate beam method. So here it is a simply supported beam. It is a simply supported beam subjected to a point load at the center. The cross sections are changing. So first draw the bending moment diagram for the real beam. Then for the conjugate beam, incorporate the EI values. Then using equilibrium equations, find the support reactions. Then take at the point C, at the midpoint, the deflection can be evaluated. Here is the question paper from June-July 2019. Using conjugate beam method, determine the maximum deflection and slopes at support for a simply supported beam subjected to UDL of W per meter run over a span of L meter with constant EI. So the problem is almost similar to this, where the cross section is not changing, only subjected to UDL. So when the UDL is there, how to evaluate? So that's all about the question papers. So here are the list of references. These are the video prescribed textbooks which can be used as a reference study material. The Reddy CS book and Bhavikati book are available online. You can Google it out. Google books are available. The links are provided here, which can be used as your ready reckoner for the reference. Thank you.